Morning, welcome back. I hope you must have solved the numericals that we went through yesterday. As I said yesterday, you need a lot of practice for learning physics. So, coming to the first question, today's first question. The magnitude of resultant R of two forces P and Q is 20 Newton. There are two forces P and Q. Force is a vector quantity, so vector P and vector Q, and the resultant is R. The resultant is R, and magnitude of that R is given to be 20 Newton. Means R is equal to 20. R makes an angle of 30 degree with P and angle of 60 degree with Q. Suppose this is force P. Then R makes an angle of 30 degree. This is R. This angle is 30. Means these two vectors, vector P and vector Q, they are perpendicular to each other. 30 plus 60 is equal to 90. Means the angle between P and Q, that is theta, is how much? 90 degree. Angle between P and Q is 90 degree. What are the magnitudes of P and Q? P का magnitude क्या है और Q का magnitude क्या है? That's what you have to find out. Now we know that R is equal to under root P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta. So R in this case will be equal to under root P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos of how much is theta? 90 degree. And what is the value of cos 90? It is 0. So this will become 0. Means R is equal to under root P square plus Q square. So the resultant R is under root P square plus Q square. Now every time you don't have to do this. You should know this, right? If two vectors are perpendicular to each other, if two vectors P and Q are perpendicular to each other, then the resultant R is equal to under root P square plus Q square. Means you can add them by Pythagoras theorem, or you can say R square is equal to P square plus Q square, squaring both the sides. Now from here, R is 20. So 20 square, that is 400, is equal to P square plus Q square. You got one equation, P square plus Q square is equal to 400. Have a look at it. Now, if you consider this triangle, what will be cos 30 equal to? Adjacent side upon hypotenuse. So cos 30 is equal to adjacent side is magnitude of P upon hypotenuse is magnitude of R. Or you can say P is equal to R cos 30. So P is equal to R is 20 into cos of 30 degree is root 3 by 2. So 2 ones are, 2 tens are, that is equal to 10 root 3. So P is 10 root 3. Now you have to find Q using this equation. So 400 is equal to P square, means 10 root 3 ka square, 10 ka square 100, root 3 ka square 3, P square plus Q square. 100 into 3 is 300. So Q square will be 400 minus 300, that is 100. So Q square is 100. Therefore, Q is equal to 10. So you got the two values. P is 10 root 3 Newton and Q is 10 Newton. A force F1 of magnitude 9 Newton. Magnitude of force F1 is 9 Newton. Makes an angle of 30 degree with x-axis. Suppose this is x-axis. Then F1 makes an angle of 30 degree with the x-axis. While solving the numericals, you should draw rough diagrams to understand the condition. So force F1, whose magnitude is 9 Newton, it makes an angle of 30 degree with x-axis. Okay. Another force F2 of magnitude 12 Newton. F2 of magnitude 12 Newton makes an angle of 120 degree with x-axis. ये x-axis है, an angle of 120 degree means this angle is how much? 30 plus 90 is 120, correct? Means the angle between F1 and F2 is 90 degree, means the two forces are perpendicular to each other. Okay. What is the magnitude of resultant force? इन दोनों का जो resultant है उसका magnitude क्या होगा? Last example में जो हमने देखा, two forces are perpendicular to each other, so the resultant will be under root F1 square plus F2 square, perpendicular forces, that is under root 9 square, that is 81, plus 12 square, that is 144. So addition of these two, 4 plus 1, 5, 4 plus 8, 12, carried 1, 1 plus 1, 2. Root 225. And what is square root of 225? That is 15. So the resultant will be 15 Newton. Check the options. Which one it is? It is option B, 15 Newton. The sum of the magnitudes of two vectors P and Q is 18. Vector P and vector Q, इनके magnitudes का sum means P plus Q, sum of their magnitudes is given to be how much? 18. And the magnitude of their resultant R is equal to 12. Sum of their magnitudes is 18 and magnitude of the resultant is 12. If the resultant is perpendicular to one of the vectors, resultant एक vector को perpendicular है, angle of the resultant with the first vector we call it alpha. So alpha is 90 degree. Then the magnitudes of the two vectors are P is equal to what and Q is equal to what? That is your question. So suppose this vector is P, vector P. This is the resultant which is perpendicular to vector P, means vector Q is somewhere here, isn't it? ये है vector Q, law of parallelogram of vector addition. This angle is 90 degree, right? We have to find the magnitude of P and Q. So this is vector P. What will be this one? This will be Q. Opposite sides of a parallelogram. So from this triangle, you can say that P square plus R square is equal to Q square, right? Or you can say R square is equal to Q square minus P square. Anyway, so R square will be equal to Q plus P into Q minus P. A square minus B square is A plus B into A minus B. Now you can put the values. R square, 12 square, 144 is equal to Q plus P is 18 into Q minus P. So Q minus P is equal to 144 upon 18. Correct? 18 ones are 18 eights are. So you got one equation. Q minus P is equal to 8. And another equation you already have. Q plus P is equal to 18. Now you'll solve these two equations, simultaneous equations. So this minus P plus P gets cancelled. 2Q is equal to 18 plus 8, that is 26. So Q is equal to 26 upon 2, that is 13. So Q is 13 and their addition is 18. So P will be 18 minus 13, that is 5. So P is equal to 5 and Q is equal to 13. Which one it is? It is option A, 5, 13. A is your answer. Have a look at it. The next question. What is the angle between two forces of equal magnitude P? Two forces are having equal magnitude. The forces are not equal, their magnitudes are equal. So suppose one force is A and other force is B, then magnitude of A is equal to magnitude of B is equal to how much? P. Two forces of equal magnitude. If the magnitude of the resultant is P by 2, इन दोनों वेक्टर्स का जो रिजल्टेंट है, its magnitude is P by 2. So the magnitudes of two forces is equal and the resultant is P by 2. Resultant is given by under root A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Resultant is how much? P by 2 is equal to under root A is P plus B is also P plus 2 into P square cos theta. Square both the sides because you have to find theta. So square both the sides. P by 2 ka square, P square by 4 will be equal to P square plus P square plus 2P square cos theta. P square plus P square is 2P square. यहाँ पर भी है 2P square. So P square by 4 is equal to 2P square plus 2P square cos theta. 2P square common. अंदर क्या बचा? 1 plus cos theta. Right? So now 1 plus cos theta will be equal to P square by 4, 2P square आएगा नीचे, P square by 4 into 2P square denominator. This P square gets cancelled. So 1 plus cos theta is equal to 1 by 8 or cos theta is equal to 1 by 8 minus 1. ये 1 उधर गया. So cos theta is 1 minus 8 upon 8. Subtraction 1 minus 8 upon 8, that is equal to minus 7 by 8. So cos theta is minus 7 by 8 means theta will be cos inverse of minus 7 by 8. देखो ऑप्शंस में कौन सा है वो? cos inverse of minus 7 by 8, that is option B. So B is your answer. Which one of the following cannot be the resultant of vectors of magnitude 5 and 10? दो वेक्टर्स हैं, सपोज P and Q. P का मैग्नीट्यूड है 5, Q का मैग्नीट्यूड है 10. 4 options are given there, and which one of them cannot be their resultant? इन दोनों का resultant इसमें से कौन सा नहीं हो सकता? Which one of them cannot be their resultant? P और Q दोनों का resultant मतलब दोनों का addition maximum कितना हो सकता है? If P and Q both are in the same direction, then their resultant will be 5 plus 10, that is 15. तो इन दोनों का रिजल्टेंट मैक्सिमम हो सकता है 15, और मिनिमम कब रहेगा? इफ दे आर इन द अपोजिट डायरेक्शन. मिनिमम कब रहेगा? व्हेन दे आर इन द अपोजिट डायरेक्शन. कितना हो सकता है मिनिमम? 10 minus 5, that is 5. Means the resultant of these two vectors can be maximum 15, minimum 5. मतलब रिजल्टेंट 15 से ज्यादा नहीं हो सकता और 5 से कम नहीं हो सकता. 5 और 15 के बीच में रहेगा. अगर ये सेम या अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में नहीं है, सपोज ये है P, ये है सपोज Q, तो ये रहेगा रिजल्टेंट R. ये रिजल्टेंट R 5 और 15 के बीच में रहेगा. सो द रिजल्टेंट शुड बी बिटवीन 5 and 15. चेक द ऑप्शंस. 7 5 और 15 के बीच में है, पॉसिबल. 8 between 5 and 15, possible. 5 it can be minimum. 2 5 से कम नहीं हो सकता. Means your answer is D. Their resultant cannot be 2. Their resultant can be 7, their resultant can be 8, their resultant can be 5, anything between 5 and 15, but their resultant cannot be equal to 2. So your answer is D. Two vectors A1 and A2, each of magnitude A. Magnitude of vector A1 is A and magnitude of vector A2 is also A. They are of equal magnitudes. Are inclined to each other such that their resultant is equal to root 3A. Their resultant is root 3 times A. What is the magnitude of the resultant of A1 and minus A2? A1 and minus A2 का resultant means magnitude of A1 plus minus A2, that is A1 minus A2. A1 plus A2 का magnitude दिया हुआ है ना, R root 3A is A1 plus A2. A1 minus A2 का magnitude हमको find करना है. So from the first condition, R is equal to under root A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos theta. R is root 3A is equal to under root A square plus A square plus 2A into A square cos theta, or root 3A is equal to under root A square plus A square 2A square plus 2A square cos theta. Square both the sides. Root 3 का square 3, A का square A square is equal to 2A square plus 2A square cos theta. Correct? 3A square minus 2A square. 3A square minus 2A square is equal to 2A square cos theta. 3A square minus 2A square, A square is equal to 2A square cos theta. Let's cancel. यहाँ पे क्या बचा? 1. So cos theta is equal to 1 by 2. Cos theta is 1 by 2. किस एंगल का cos 1 by 2 होता है? Which angle has cos equal to 1 by 2? That is 60 degree. Cos 60 is 1 by 2, है ना? Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. Means this angle theta is how much? 60 degree. Means angle between A1 and A2 is how much? 60 degree. Now look at here carefully. Suppose this is vector A1. This is vector A2. The angle between them is 60 degree. Now you want A1 minus A2. A1 में अभी हमने A2 ऐड किया था. अब A1 में क्या ऐड करना है? Minus A2. Minus A2 means this one. This is minus A2. We have seen this in theory. Theory में हमने देखा था. तो ये A2 है, तो ये है minus A2. तो अब A1 और minus A2 के बीच का एंगल कितना होगा? 120 degree. So now you have to find the resultant of A1 minus A2. So now the theta, which was 60, now it will become 120. देखो इसको एक बार. So now the resultant of A1 and minus A2 R will be equal to under root A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos theta. And how much is theta now? 120 degree. So R will be equal to under root A square plus, because both magnitudes are equal to A, plus A square plus 2A into A square cos 120 degree. That is equal to under root A square plus A square, 2A square plus 2A square cos 120, right? That is equal to under root 2A square plus 2A square into, how much is cos 120? Yesterday also we went through this. Cos 120 कैसे फाइंड करना है? देखो, cos 120 means cos 90 plus 30. चलेगा? 120 is 90 plus 30. And cos of 90 plus theta is how much? Minus sine theta. Trigonometry. Cos of 90 plus theta is minus sine theta. So this cos 120 is cos 90 plus 30 means minus sine 30. So cos 120 is minus sine 30. That is minus sine 30 is 1 by 2. So cos 120 की जगह आएगा minus 1 by 2. So this 2 gets cancelled. That is under root 2A square plus minus A square. 2A square minus A square is A square. That is equal to A. So the resultant of A1 and minus A2 will be how much? A. So which one is your answer? Check the options. It is option D. The answer is A. The next question, and today's last question. Resultant of two vectors A and B is of magnitude P. There are two vectors, vector A and vector B. Their resultant has magnitude equal to P. If B is reversed, B को अगर हमने reverse कर दिया, मतलब क्या बन जाएगा? Minus B. If B is reversed, then it will become minus B. Then the resultant is of magnitude Q. What does this mean? This resultant means vector A plus vector B is equal to vector R, whose magnitude is P. And now vector A minus vector B, right, is how much? Q. Vector Q. We have to find its magnitude. We have to find P square plus Q square. Correct? Two conditions, A plus B and A minus B. So from the first condition, resultant r is equal to under root a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, right? R is how much? P. So you can directly take squares now. P square is equal to, ये square root निकल जाएगा, a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. You got one equation. Resultant is P. So P square is a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Now when you have to find a minus b, then the resultant will be under root a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta will now become 180 minus theta. देखो, सपोज ये है वेक्टर a और ये है वेक्टर b. The angle between them is theta. Now vector b is reversed, means it is now minus b. So what is the angle between a and minus b now? Total 180. 180 minus theta. So when finding a plus b, the angle is theta. For a minus b, the angle is 180 minus theta. So again, r square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab into cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. Cos of 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. Now r is how much? Q. So q square is equal to a square plus b square plus minus will become minus 2ab cos theta. So this is the value of q square. You got the value of p square, you got the value of q square. You have to find p square plus q square. So add these two equations. P square plus q square will be equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta plus this one a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. This 2ab cos theta minus 2ab cos theta will get cancelled. So p square plus q square is equal to a square plus a square, 2a square plus b square plus b square, that is 2b square, or you can say that is 2 into a square plus b square, 2 common, a square plus b square. So p square plus q square is 2 times a square plus b square. Check into options. It is option A, 2 times a square plus b square. So your answer will be A. तो मजा आ रहा है, बहुत मजा आ रहा है. That is physics. फिजिक्स दिमाग का सब्जेक्ट है, दिमाग वालों का सब्जेक्ट है. ओके, प्रैक्टिस का सब्जेक्ट है. रट्टेबाजी नहीं चलती यहाँ पर. You have to use your brains. You have to think. You have to decide. You have to find the way. That is physics. Physics is application of knowledge. How to apply the knowledge into practical. That is physics. So for that, you will need a lot of practice and lot of time, because your brain is not into the habit of thinking in this particular direction. जिस तरह से फिजिक्स में सोचना पड़ता है, आपके ब्रेन को उस तरह से सोचने की आदत नहीं है. अभी तक कभी आपने ऐसे क्वेश्चंस सॉल्व नहीं किए थे, अभी तक कभी आपने इस तरह से सोचा नहीं था. So you'll have to bring your brain into the habit of doing that. अपने दिमाग को इस तरह से सोचने की, इस डायरेक्शन में सोचने की हैबिट, आदत डालनी पड़ेगी. और आदत एक दिन में या 2 दिन में नहीं पड़ती है. आदत किसको बोलते हैं हम? The thing which we do every time is habit. तो आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा? प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगी, मेहनत करना पड़ेगी, तब आपके ब्रेन को उसकी आदत पड़ेगी उस तरह से सोचने की, and then you'll be able to solve the numericals in physics. So practice, practice and practice. Have a nice time. Good day. Bye bye.